I'm going to start the video. Okay. As this lesson, we are going to study. It's unit 5. Okay. Anyway, it was in week 10. Week 10. Comparing tones and prose. Okay. Who can tell me what is the tone and what is the prose? Who can inform me what's tone and what's prose? Shall stop. Close your camera, Shall. I said million of times to stop the cameras. Stop videos. Okay. Now, who can tell me, okay, who raised his hand? Thunder, yes. Or Qais. Let's unmute Qais. Go on, Qais. Can you tell me what is the poem?
Mister,
Yeah,
Mister, I have a question.
yeah, go on.
Wh- when we start the lesson?
We have already started. We have already started. Okay? Just listen to me. Can you see me very well? If you are seeing me, it means that you are with me in the lesson right now. We have already started. So remain in silence. Who's going to ask this question? What poem mean and what does the prose mean? What does the prose mean and what does the poem mean? By the way, I'm not going to chat with anyone. Don't send me privately. Don't send me privately. Okay, if you want to answer, just raise your hand. Okay, I'm going to answer because no one raised his hand. So let's move to this prose and poetry. Both of them. Okay, let me tell you. The prose is a kind of writing that we are using paragraphs and sentences on it. Again, the prose is a kind of writing, like writing a story, like writing a novel, like writing a paragraph, essays, and so on. So we use sentences in order to express our feelings, our ideas, our opinions. This is the kind of writing which is called prose. But poetry is another kind of writing we are using lines and stanzas instead. Again, lines and stanzas. What's line and what stanza that we are going to study today? So we are using both of them to share our ideas, okay, to express ourselves. They can both tell a story. They can both tell a story, okay. Poetry is written in a special way, as I told you. Poetry is written in a special way. We are using lines, and we are using also uh, stanza. I think I have already discussed the stanza when we were in the school before. Uh, but today we are going to focus about it directly and more intensively. Prose uses everyday language. Boys, stop sending me private messages. Clear? Okay. Let me continue here. Look at here. Poetry is written in a special way. Poetry is written in a special way, but prose uses everyday language. Let's move to the other slide. Okay. Look at here. That slide. In that slide, you can find a kind of an example of poetry. It's a poem about the crocodile by Lewis Carroll. First of all, we can find the title here of the poem, and we can start see the line. The line is a kind of sentence. In prose, we are writing using sentences, but in poetry, we are using lines. Here is the first line: one, two, three, four. The four sentences are called stanza. The stanza is the same like a paragraph in prose, but in Poetry, we are using stanzas. Stanzas, which kind of, or a pile of lines that form a stanza. Let's start. How does the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour waters of the Nile on every golden scale? Okay. Now, again, let me ask you a question, and I'm going to unmute all of you. I'm going to unmute all of you. Who can give me from the first stanza a line? Who can give me a line here? Now, who can give me a line? Are you? Do you hear me, boys?
No.
Yes.
Who said
No,
no?
mister.
Who said no?
Me, guys. Guys.
I can't hear you good.
You can hear me?
No, not. No. Me, I
can't
cannot
hear
hear you.
you good.
Hello, Mister.
Hello. Guys, can you hear me very well or not?
Mister,
Yes.
I cannot hear you.
You cannot hear me at all?
Yeah.
At all? Let me ask another one. Ismail, can you hear me? Bedran and Adnan, can you hear me?
Little bit.
A little bit. And now, can you hear me? All of you, can you hear me or not? Boys? Just raise your hand, okay. Bandar or Mishari, can you hear me?
No.
You can't hear me? My God, it's working properly.
Hello. That's my auto.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Hello, Mister. Hello, Mister.
Yes.
Hello. اسمع الو اتكلم معاك شو احنا قاعد نتكلم في الاسبوع كيف هو اي والله نفس هذا اكتب مشاري جلادي من
I'm trying to do my best, but I don't know what's the problem. I'm trying to raise my voice as I can. Hello, 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 can you hear me? Hello, 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 can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to continue. Okay, I'm trying later, inshallah, I'm going to upload the video on YouTube and you can listen or watch it later. So for those who are listening to me, this is the first kind of stanzas. It's formed by 4 lines. Here's the line. How does the little crocodile? This is the first line. And the second line, improve his shining tail. And the third line is, and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale. So we have four lines, and this is one stanza. Now we have 4 lines and one stanza. And in this poem we have 8 lines, two stanzas. So, who can tell me here? Who can tell me? Who can read the second stanza? Who can read the second stanza? Please raise your hand. Who can read the second stanza? Who can read his second stanza? Who can read the second stanza? Just raise your hand or make any hand to Muhammad. Okay, go on, Muhammad Amir. Read the second stanza. Starting
How
from how
cheerfully
cheerfully.
he seems to how cheerfully he seems to grin, how neatly spread his clothes, and welcomes little fish in with gently smiling jaws.
Yes, okay. Now, if I can show you something, okay? Can you tell me what is the first line in the second stanza?
What?
The first line in the second stanza.
How cheerfully he seems to grin.
Yeah, nice. So you know right now the meaning of lines and the meaning of stanza. Nice. Okay, Mazen, can you hear me? Thank you, Muhammad. Where's Mazen? Mazen, I'm gonna unmute you. Can you hear me very well or not? Just tell me.
I can hear
Very well. Now, can you hear me, all of you, all the students? Can you hear me? All the students, can you hear me? Oh my God. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it clear right now?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so again, because Mazen was late, the poem is formed by lines and stanzas. Okay, the lines like sentences in prose or in a paragraph. Look at here, we have here a short poem about a crocodile. Clear? The short poem, okay, wait a minute, is formed by, it's not working, why it's not working? Okay, it's formed by what line? These are the lines. Look here, these are the lines. And the stanza is the group of lines, the first group of lines. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 lines. And we have two stanzas or two groups of lines. So I'm going to make just a test, okay? I'm going to ask my students about a line in a stanza. Adnan and Badr, okay? Adnan, activate your mic, please. Activate your mic, please. Hello, Adnan. Okay. Can you see the first stanza? Hello. Can you see the first stanza? Your mic is not working, Adnan. Hello. Okay, Fuad. Let's move to Fuad. Hello,
Hello,
Fuad.
Mr.
Yeah,
Hello.
can you see the first stanza?
Yes.
Can you read the third line?
Okay.
Hmm.
Improve his shining tail.
No, no, no. Where is the first stanza?
Ah, okay. Wait.
Yeah, it starts with how doth the little crocodile. So
Okay. How does the little
yeah,
crocodile
Wait.
shining?
I'm asking you for the third line in the first stanza. Can you read it?
Uh. Okay. And pour the waters of the Nile,
Nile. Nile.
Nile on
on
No, no,
every
no. This
goal.
is the, no, no, no. Wait. The third. It means the third only. The third line only. Here. This is the third line only.
And for the
This
waters
is the
of
third
the
line only. Look at here. This is the third line only. This is the fourth. This is the second, and this is the first. Okay.
and for the waters of the Nile.
Nine. Nine. Thank you. Okay, Ibrahim Zahrani, where is he? Unmute yourself. Okay. Ibrahim. 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 Can you hear me? Ibrahim, can you hear me?
What happened?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let me mute all of you and then keep attention that I'm going to ask you to answer. Now I'm unmuted.
Yes.
You muted yourself. Please don't play. Okay, nice. Can you see the second stanza, Ibrahim? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ibrahim. Yes, contact with me probably. Osama? Osama, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, the second stanza. Can you read the fourth line in the second stanza?
Okay. With gently smiling jaws.
Yeah, with gently smiling jaws. Yeah, nice. Okay, thank you. Nice.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Let's move to prose. So right now we have already seen a kind of poetry. This is a poem, a short poem about a crocodile. Now, this is prose example. Okay, the prose example starts with a capital letter. Okay, and we can find here. Look at here. She points to. This is an indent. Indent means a space. As I told you before, when you are going to write a paragraph, you have to leave a space. It's called indent. Okay, and then you are going to write a daily language. Okay, with sentences. School is very important. This is a simple sentence here. Teachers teach you how to add and subtract. I'm sorry. You learn how to read books. You learn how to write and use computers. I think school is important for kids. Look at here. This is the regular form of writing that we have used to. Okay, it starts with a capital letter. It ends with a period or a full stop. Okay, they are a group of lines. No, I'm sorry, a group of sentences that forms one paragraph. So I'm going to ask right now. Let me choose Ismail. Ismail, can you hear me right now? Ismail. Okay. He muted himself. I'm not going to choose him. Cheryl Aboud. Hello. I unmute you. Don't cry. Hello. Cheryl Aboud. Yeah, he muted himself again. Cheryl Aboud, unmute yourself. Just speak. Hello. Hello, Sherry.
Mister,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Where's Mshari? Boys, I know this is the first trial. I know sometimes you can find some difficulties, but try just once. I ask you to speak, don't play on your computer or even on your mobile phone. Just answer me directly because I unmuted you. So where is Mshari? Mshari Aboud, can you hear me?
Mister, your
Yeah.
sound is not clear.
I'm trying to clear my voice. The
Yeah.
internet connection is not stable, and I'm gonna continue, guys, because no one answers me. Once I talk to you, no one answers. So, as I said here, it's very important. The prose is formed of lines. Okay, the lines are formed or are forming the paragraph, complete paragraph like this, like this. Okay, this is a kind of prose. It's formed by paragraphs, like essay, like novels, like stories, which are written in paragraphs, and so on. Okay, let me continue. So here, elements of poetry. What are the elements of poetry? How can I write poetry? First of all, imagery. Imagery, do you remember? Imagery is a kind of the figure of speech, or how can you write, how can you express your ideas using metaphor, similes, and so on. Okay, if we return back to this, who can find here any kind of metaphor? Who can find a metaphor? If you know, just raise your hand. Yes, face. Hello, yes, face.
Um, I don't raise my hand.
Oh my God, okay. Mazen, can you? Mazen, can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you. I can hear you.
No, I'm just asking Mazen. Mazen, right now, in the first stanza, can you find a metaphor or a simile?
Mm, no,
I am Riyad.
I
How are
can't
you,
find.
Riyad?
Mister, I can't find a simile or a metaphor.
You can't. Okay, who can find? Yes, here in the first stanza, who can find a simile or metaphor according to what we have already studied before? Stop playing Mishari.
There is
Sharon
no
Amr,
simile.
stop singing.
Instead, there is no.
Now
There
look
is
at
no
this
simile.
word, golden
Metaphor.
scale.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, the golden scale. Is the scale gold? For
Hello,
sure no.
mister.
So this is a kind of similarity.
Mister, I find.
Yeah, what is it?
Mister,
Go on.
it's down. It's on.
Hello, mister.
Yeah, hello. Okay, now the golden scale. Golden scale is a metaphor. Shining tail is a metaphor because the tail is not shining. He just here compare his tail like a shining part.
And little crocodile.
No, little crocodile is not a metaphor. The metaphor is
Mister, I have one.
yeah. Go on, say it, face.
Improve his shiny tail.
Yeah, shiny tail. Yes, as I said, yeah, shiny tail is a metaphor. Nice.
Golden scale.
Okay, let's move down. So when I'm going to write a poem, I'm going to use meta imagery like metaphor or simile. I'm going to use rhythm or meter. Rhythm or meter, it depends on the constituents or the parts or syllables of the line. Look at here. The first line must be as tall as the third line, and the second line is as tall as the fourth line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Okay? And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But here it's different. Why? Because the parts of the crocodile is it has two, at least two parts. So this is the meter. The parts of the line equals the parts of the line here, and the second one equals here. This is the meter. The sound at the end of each line. Look, crocodile, Nile, tail, scale. This is the music here. You can find the same sound at the end. Crocodile, isle, and Nile here. Yes, who raised his hand? Muhammad. Muhammad Amir, yes, go on. What's your question? Muhammad Ammar. Muhammad Ammar, why do you raise your hand? Muhammad Amir, go on.
No, I was raising my hand in the best question, but here,
Yeah,
can
about the
I
metaphor?
say the
Yeah.
rhyme?
Yeah, the rhyme. You can say the rhyme of the second stanza. Can you find it?
Like the grin and in
Yeah.
clothes and jaws.
Yeah, N and N. Okay, clouds and jaws. Yes. Okay, who else? Who else is raising his hand? Thank you, Muhammad Amir. Ismail. Ismail, unmute
Yeah.
yourself. Okay. Can you find any kind of
Yeah.
figure of speech like metaphors or similes here out in the second stanza? How cheerfully he seems to grin. Okay.
Uh,
How neatly spread his clouds and welcomes little fish. Yeah, I think welcomes little fish because the crocodile doesn't welcome the fish. This is a kind of metaphor.
and welcome little fish in.
Yeah. Okay, this is a kind of metaphor here. Thank you, Ismail. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. The repetition. Sometimes we can find repeated words uh, in poetry. Structures, line and stanzas. You know, as I have already started, that the poetry is formed by lines and stanzas. You can find colorful language. You know, like here, if you can, smiling jaws, welcomes fish, okay, shining tail, golden scale. You know, once you read these words, directly your mind will be drawn. Will pay attention to the colors, to the shining, to remind you with sun. Who's there? Who's raising his hand? Please, if you want to raise your hand, just it means that you have a question. Please, go on.
Mister, how we can know if it is simile or not in this?
Okay, the simile, as we have already studied before. We studied it before. Simile.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
But how we can in this bodies and like this?
Okay, let me first of all clarify what is simile. Okay, wait a minute. The simile like this. Eyes like line. This is the first. This is a simile. Or we say Usama is brave as a tiger. But here we can say alive box. Do you remember a box of?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is here the first. It's simile. This is simile. Why? Simile because we can find as or like. Okay.
Yeah.
Here this is simile also because we have as. But if you can find a comparison or similarity, someone just describe a thing without using as or like, so it will be metaphor.
Mister, but in the poetry, there's no as or like.
Yeah, in that poem, but in other poems we can find as or like. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Faiz. Ismail,
Yeah.
yeah. You hear me well or no?
Yes.
Okay. Mazen, let's see Mazen. Yeah, go on, Mazen.
Mister,
Yeah.
how the sentence is
Raise
a metaphor?
your voice, Mazen. I can't hear you.
How we know the sentence is a metaphor?
I can't hear you. Raise your voice again.
How we know the sentence if it was a metaphor? How we know?
How we know? Yes, it's a kind of intelligence. You have to use your mind to figure it out. Look at here, shining tail. Okay, he compares the tail with a shining object. Okay, so you can say that here's the poet. Okay, or this one who writes this poem. He tries to make a comparison between the crocodile's tail, okay, and the crocodile tail and something shiny. Even here, the golden scale. He is describing his scale as a golden object. So you're just going to what can I say? Just to go figure it out by your mind, by that the writer or the poet write something like similarities. He make a comparison, okay, but without using as or like. Okay, who raised his hand again? Ismail, lower your hand. Ibrahim Zahran, I want to hear you, please. I unmuted you. Now go on and talk. Ibrahim. 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 Ibrahim, you have a problem? Ibrahim, do you have a problem?
Yes.
I asked you a million of times. Why didn't you answer me?
Because first I didn't know what button to click.
Okay, anyways, I just opened your mic now. Okay, just follow me here, Ibrahim.
Mister,
Yeah, who's talking?
Mister, can you lower your volume because I can hear you like you're screaming.
Raise
Like
my volume. Yeah,
yes.
I'm trying to do my best.
Like low voice you have.
I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to do my best.
Like this is good now.
I'm trying to do my best.
Mister, what do you need from me?
Just wait. I'm just trying to, first of all, to improve my microphone here settings in order to listen to me very well, but I don't know. But who can hear me very well right now? Who has a problem in listening?
That's me.
Okay, let me continue. Okay, Ibrahim Zahrani, can you read for me the elements of poetry to all of your friends? Just read it and try to explain for us. I believe in you that you're a good boy and very.
Mister,
Okay,
Please,
so what do you
please
mean?
don't talk without permission. Again, don't talk without permission. I get the permission to someone. Don't jump on the mic. Ibrahim, I'm talking to you. I gave you the chance to read. Why did you mute yourself?
Okay, now.
Go on.
So what do you mean?
I say just read. Just read and try to explain for us the elements of poetry. Re-explain it.
So what do you mean? Like I read like
Yeah, just read elements of poetry.
Okay. Imagery,
Yeah,
like metaphor or simile.
yeah. What? How can I figure out the metaphor and how can I figure out the simile?
The simile has as or like,
Yeah, nice.
and the metaphor
Yeah, the metaphor doesn't have as or like, and it has
yeah.
a comparative or comparison form. Okay, rhyme and meter. Leave my rhyme and meter based on the parts of the lines or the syllables of the
Yes, yeah.
lines. What is rhyme? Rhyme, the sound at the end of each line that we can find at the end of each line. Repetition. Yeah, move on. Continue. Continue, Ibrahim.
And repetition
Hmm.
and structures, line and stanza,
Yeah, nice. Okay. Structures, line,
and
and
usage of
stanza.
language.
Yeah, usage of
Yeah,
language like colorful language that sounds words create images. Poems may not use complete sentences. Sometimes you can find a complete sentence in poems. Okay, but in prose we have to find a complete sentences. Look at here.
yeah, yeah.
This is a stanza, a groove. Okay,
Yes.
a
And the
group of
one
lines.
down is
The
also a
stanza
stanza.
here starts from how doth till scale. It's a four-line stanza. It's a four-line stanza. Okay. So is it clear now the stanza, the meaning of stanza? I think it's clear. And here's a kind of paragraph. Yes. So the prose is formed by paragraphs and poetry is formed by stanza. Again, the prose is formed by paragraphs like this. This is a paragraph, okay, talking about uh, William Shakespeare's theater and plays. And this is a stanza which talks. This is a stanza which talks about the crocodile. So the stanza is a group of lines, and the paragraph is the group of sentences. And here, this is what can I a schedule here or a table to make a differentiation between simile and metaphor. Look, the truck is as big as an elephant. He is a shiny star. Look, this is shiny. Do you remember the shiny tail? Okay, my teacher is a dragon, like me. I'm a dragon. Okay, Qais. Here to Qais as he raises his hand. Yes, Qais, go on.
Yes, sir. But how we can describe it, the metaphor um, in the
Again.
question, and
Wait, Qais. Collect your ideas. Just take a
how
rest.
we can describe the metaphor in sim- in in, mit- in what in a stanza or something
How can you
like
find it?
paragraph. Yeah,
How can you find the metaphor?
yeah.
Mazen has already asked you this. As I told you, you can find it by your mind. You can find a comparison, okay, or the poem or the poet describe something, okay, without using as or like. Like here, he is a shiny star, so he is comparing this person with a shiny star. My teacher, I'm comparing my teacher. He is as a dragon, but I didn't write as or like. The world is a stage. Okay, I just make here a description that the world is like a stage. My classroom is. You are my sunshine. I'm talking to someone and telling him that he is like the sunshine. So you can just find it by your mind or by your intelligence. And here is the metaphor. It's as easy as ABC. Okay, you can find as and like here to know the simile. And here are the elements of prose. The elements of prose, yes. Who is raising his hand? Everyday language. We are using everyday's language. We are using standard words, order, and grammar usages. As I told you, we have to write a complete sentence. Okay, we have to write a complete grammar. We have to write in order, and so on. First word in a sentence capitalized. Standard usage of punctuation. The structure of prose is sentences and paragraphs. Who is writing? Okay, in prose, ideas are put in sentences, but in poetry, ideas are put in lines. And this is all in all in prose and poetry. Who's playing? Please, who is going to use? Okay, who did it? I'm going to send him out now. I'm going to check who did it. Okay, who has any question? Just raise your hand. Mazen, you raise your
Mister,
hand.
what does everyday language mean?
Everyday language, like what I'm using right now, without imagery. You know, you are not speaking or you're not writing in paragraphs that my father is a sunshine and he is a golden father. No, you are right that he is good and he is punctual and he is hard working. Like everyday language, you are not using imagery too much. That's what the meaning of uh, not using a colorful language. You are using everyday language, the regular language. But in poetry, we are using colorful language, similes, metaphor. We are using colors a lot and so on. Okay, nice, go on.
Mister,
Hmm.
I don't understand elements of prose.
Okay, I'm going to say it again. Elements of prose. Okay. Everyday language. It means that we are using everyday language, the regular language, without metaphors or similes. We are using a very simple language that we are using in everyday language when we are talking to your friend, when you are talking to your teacher, to your father, you are writing the same
Okay,
way. Okay? The first word in a sentence is must be capitalized, and
okay,
everywhere we have to write it then in a capital letter. Standard use of
yeah,
punctuation, we are going to use comma and full stop, okay, and those kind of punctuations. Question mark at the
okay,
end of a question. We are going to use exclamation mark after exclamatory sentence and so on.
okay,
The structure means how can I write? As we have already seen that we are going to use sentences and paragraphs, okay? If we are writing
okay,
prose as an essay, we are going to write paragraphs. If we are going to write our prose in one paragraph, so we are going to use sentences and so on.
okay.
In prose, ideas
I
are put
understand.
in sentence. You know, as we have already agreed that in poetry, our ideas or our opinion that we are going to write for a poem, we are going to put it in lines and stanzas. But here, we are going to put it in sentences. These are the elements of prose. Ismail, go on.
That
Mm, yes.
in basics, the
Mm,
basics,
yeah, yeah. Go on.
open on it.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
The first one,
Mm. The Crocodile by Lewis Carroll, it's not the stanza. It's not a part of the stanza. The stanza starts from how, dot, and ends with scale. Is that your question?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to highlight here. Here's the starting of the stanza, and it ends at scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lines. This is a quatrain. It means a 4-line stanza. This is a quatrain. A 4-line stanza, it's a quatrain. Okay. Okay. Now, who has another question? Jamal. Yes, Jamal. Go on. Go on, Jamal.
Mister,
Yes.
page what on the book?
Just keep attention with in here.
Okay.
Okay. Muhammad Amir.
Yeah, in the elements of prose.
And here's the elements of prose. Yes.
What does mean punctuation?
Punctuation, to put at the end of the sentence a full stop, to put commas. Those kind of the way of you are going to write your sentence. Look at here. Let me show you. At the end of the first sentence, he has to put a full stop. But here, after wait a minute, those kind of commas. Those kind of commas. Look at here. The comma here. The comma here. And the full stop. The full stop over there. These are the punctuation. We put a full stop to make a comma, and to make exclamation mark. That's what I have already said. Okay. Who has another question? Mazen.
Mister,
Yeah.
Mister, elements of prose.
Again, Mazen. Just keep attention that I don't hear you very well.
In elements of prose.
Let's move back to elements of prose. Yes.
Number 4. What does it mean?
The standard use of punctuation.
Yes.
That's what I have already said. That's what I have already said to Muhammad Amir. To use full stop at the end of sentence. To use a question mark at the end of a question sentence. To use commas between compound sentence, between items, between those things. Okay. This is the kind of punctuation. Putting full stop at the end of sentence. To write a capital letter at the beginning of each sentence, and so on. This is the meaning of punctuation. Yes, it's my goal.
No, this from
No
before.
problem. Who has a question? Who has a question?
Me,
Yeah, who's saying me?
Fuad.
Go on for it.
Mister, what mean golden scale?
Go. You know the scale. The fish in signs. The fish has a scale. The reptile sometimes you can find a reptile with a scale.
Okay.
The fish has a scale on its skin.
Yeah.
So
Like a
he
shark.
just here compares his scale with a golden object.
Okay. Thank you.
Most welcome. Who else? Who had a question? I can't hear you. I unmuted you. Adnan, Badr, Usama, iPhone, Riyadh.
Mister,
Yeah.
how I will know if it's metaphor or no?
How can I know what?
If it's metaphor or no?
As I said, if it's a simile, you can find as or like. If it's not simile, I'm not going to find as or like. I'm going to find a comparison by my intelligence, my self-intelligence, and then I'm going to find that there's a comparison between two objects and there's no like and as. Like here, my class, my teacher is a dragon. My teacher is a beast. It means that my teacher is very, very, very harsh and very, very furious. It means I compare my teacher with a dragon.
Mister,
Yes, guys.
um, how we can know the repetition on the stanza?
How can I know what?
The repetition.
What?
The what?
Repetition.
Repetition.
Yeah, how we can know it in the
Yeah, the
stanza?
repetition, the same word is written many times. This is the meaning of repetition. You can find, if I'm going to write a poem about Qais, okay, if I'm going to write a poem about Qais, okay, it means what? You are going to fight a strong boy many times, okay, because you are a strong boy. Qais is a strong boy. So in my poem, I'm going to find the word strong many times. This is the repetition. This is the meaning of
Okay.
repetition here.
Okay.
Who has another question? No questions? I'm going to unmute all of you. I unmuted all of you.
Okay.
Me.
Who's
Okay.
me? Who has a question? Go on, say it.
Me.
Say it. Say it, please. Wait and go on. What's your question?
Mister, what
Yes,
means golden scale?
I have already said. A golden scale. A scale is a kind of skin of the reptiles and fish. Golden scale, the
Fish,
poet
yeah.
here is comparing. Please keep attention, all of you, because I have answered this question 2 times till now. And most of your questions are answered 2 times, or 3 or 4. So just keep attention with me.
Sir, what
Okay.
mean usage? Usage.
Where is it?
In page 9, in the second line,
Yeah,
the last.
usage, how to use, grammar, how to use sentences,
Okay.
how can you write a sentence the same way. Okay, Mazen, go on. Unmute yourself, man. Yeah, what's your question?
I was going to ask Fuad question, but he asked.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mazen. Anyways, guys, that's enough for today. Inshallah, I'm going to make another lesson. If you have any question, please just leave it to me on WhatsApp and I'm going to answer back. Okay?
Okay.
And just
Okay.
remind me again, and if you can find any difficulties, please contact me directly. Thank you for today. See you next, inshallah. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Mazen.
راح